All right, so today we're diving into something pretty strange happening down under.
Yeah, definitely strange. A bit alarming, too.
Yes, we're talking about lorikeets and flying foxes in Queensland, Australia, and there's this weird paralysis thing going on.
Right, and it's like they just can't function. They lose the ability to fly, obviously, but then it gets worse.
Yeah, I mean, imagine seeing that in your own backyard, like these really energetic animals just grounded, helpless.
Exactly. It's like something out of I don't even know. Scientists are baffled, totally stumped.
So let's just get right into it. How bad is it? What are we looking at numbers-wise?
Well, the RSPCA's Wakal Wildlife Hospital, that's in Brisbane, they've been slammed.
Okay, slammed. So like more animals than they can handle.
Way more. Last year, they took in almost 8,000 lorikeets. Usually, it's more like 2,600.
Whoa, so more than triple their usual intake.
Yeah, and flying foxes are even worse, over 1,079 compared to their usual 200.
It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they must be overwhelmed.
Oh, totally. Some days, they were getting over 100 animals a day, just in December alone. Imagine that.
So this isn't just, a few isolated cases. This is a full-blown, what would you even call it?
Well, it's definitely an outbreak of some sort. A
Yeah.
syndrome, I guess. The problem is, we don't know what's causing it.
Yeah, okay, so that's the big mystery here. But we know these animals are paralyzed. Is it always fatal?
Not always, but it can be. In severe cases, the paralysis gets so bad that the animals can't blink or swallow.
So they can't even eat or drink.
Right.
If you're someone, just a regular person, and they see one of these animals, what should they be looking for?
Well, at first, it might be subtle. You might just see a lorikeet, say, on the ground hopping around instead of up in the trees.
Okay, so unusual behavior, basically. Stuff that wouldn't normally happen.
Right. Or a flying fox. They might be clinging low to branches or even falling from trees that just can't climb properly.
And that's when you know something is definitely wrong.
Exactly. Then, as the paralysis progresses, you'll see more severe stuff. The animal might be really weak, maybe lying on its side, and like we said, unable to eat or drink.
So if someone does see an animal like that, what should they do?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously don't try to, play veterinarian yourself.
Definitely not. The best thing to do is call a local wildlife rescue group or a veterinarian.
Right. Let the pros handle it.
They know how to safely catch the animal and give it the care it needs.
All right, so that's what to do if you see a sick animal. But back to this mystery. Do we have any idea what's causing it?
Still working on that. We don't even know if it's the same cause for lorikeets and flying foxes. They might be totally different.
Oh, interesting. So two separate mysteries happening at the same time.
Potentially, yeah. But one thing we do know is that it doesn't seem to be contagious.
So not like a virus spreading from animal to animal.
Right. There's no evidence of that.
Okay, so if it's not contagious, what are the scientists thinking it could be?
Well, one big clue is that cases always spike around December and January. Sometimes there's another spike in February, too.
So there's a seasonal pattern here, like clockwork almost.
Yeah, and there's also a loose correlation with heavy rainfall.
Loose correlation.
Yeah, so it's not like every time it rains a lot, bam, we get a ton of paralysis cases.
So it's more like maybe the rain creates conditions that are somehow related to the paralysis.
Exactly. It's a piece of the puzzle, but not the whole picture.
Intriguing. So any theories about what those conditions could be?
One possibility is a naturally occurring toxin, something in the environment that, under the right conditions, becomes toxic to these animals.
Oh, like a plant or a fungus or something.
Yeah, exactly. Think of it like botulism.
Botulism, that's the food poisoning thing, right?
Well, it can be food poisoning, but it's actually caused by a toxin, a really powerful one produced by bacteria.
And that toxin causes paralysis.
Yep, it blocks the signals from nerves to muscles, so the muscles can't move.
And is that why scientists are looking at botulism as a possible explanation for the lorikeets and flying foxes?
Partly, yeah. The symptoms in these animals actually look a lot like botulism symptoms in birds.
Huh. So that's a pretty big clue then.
It is. But even if it is a toxin, finding it is like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You've got this massive environment, tons of plants, bacteria, fungi, who knows what else, and you're trying to find this one specific thing.
So even if scientists are on the right track, it's still a long way to go.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, this has been a really fascinating deep dive, I have to say. It's amazing the work these wildlife hospitals are doing.
They're lifesavers, that's for sure.
And it's pretty incredible, even a little scary to think about this mystery unfolding right now. Makes you realize how much we still don't know about the natural world.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder, Could this be a sign of bigger problems, something changing in the environment that's impacting wildlife in ways we don't even understand yet?
Yeah, it definitely gives you something to think about. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive.